A black sail rises from the mud as dawn steams off a jungle river. In the Amazon basin, where water and forest are woven into a single living tapestry, the first light filters through a cathedral of palm fronds, turning the fog to gold. A warm current breathes over the bank, carrying the scent of wet clay and decaying leaves. From a shaded burrow carved into the earth, a creature of the old world emerges. This is Rio, a sailfin catfish, and his day is just beginning. He tests the slow, tea-colored flow with sensitive whiskers, reading the river's morning story. Above, a dragonfly with wings of stained glass skims the bronze surface. Rio drifts forward, and then, with quiet deliberation, he lifts his dorsal fin. It is a magnificent structure, a dark flag stretched over a dozen bony rays, a banner that will never catch the wind, yet it declares an ancient authority in the world beneath the water. This sail is not for flight. It is an instrument of masterful balance on a body built for silt and shadow. In the swirling, unpredictable currents of his world, this broad fin acts as a keel, steadying him against the river's push. Then, in an instant, it can snap shut, allowing him to slip silently under the gnarled roots of a sunken tree. It is a statement piece, a tool of subtle negotiation. When a rival male approaches, the sail flares to its full, impressive height. Rio instantly appears larger, more formidable, and most territorial disputes end before they truly begin. In these quiet backwaters, a dramatic display is often more potent than a physical fight. But the sail is just the beginning of his story. His entire body is a fortress. As he moves, the light catches a complex hexagonal pattern along his flanks. These are not scales. This is a tessellated armor of hard, bony plates called scutes, grown directly from bone, set edge to edge like the tiles of a mosaic. Each plate is a record of past skirmishes, bearing old scrapes and healed gouges. This sheath dampens the vibrations of the current to a muted patter and provides a formidable defense against the teeth of a piranha or the beak of a wading bird. Should a predator grow bold, Rio has an even more dramatic defense. He can flare the stout, sharp spines of his pectoral and dorsal fins, and with an internal click, lock them into place with a bony latch. The spines become rigid, unyielding. If shoved, he will wedge himself into a crevice, spines braced, presenting an attacker with a mouthful of armor and thorns. It is a nearly perfect defense, a living shield that keeps his silhouette broad and uninviting. This same locked framework steadies him when the wake of a passing boat churns the water, giving him purchase in the chaos. And this ancient knight of the river has a voice. By rubbing its pectoral spine in its socket, the catfish can produce a series of short, high clicks. Deeper pulses can be generated by muscles attached to the swim bladder. For nearby fish, these sounds are a language of contact, of alarm, a way to maintain sync while hiding in dense cover. For this river knight, armor and a silent voice are the tools of survival in a world of constant motion. Now a soft, rhythmic rasp carries through the shallows. Rio has found a sunken branch, its surface coated in a slick, green film of algae. He angles his body downward and seals his mouth to the wood. There is a faint pop of suction, a gritty scrape, and a small puff of silt drifts away in the current. His mouth is a marvel of engineering, a round suction disc ringed with soft, fleshy papillae that can grip with astonishing force, even in a powerful flow. Inside, rows upon rows of minute, rasping teeth, which are replaced throughout his life, work like a meticulous file. He is the river's tireless custodian, polishing surfaces clean, scraping away the excess algae and biofilm that can otherwise smother the ecosystem. Now, a soft, rhythmic rasp carries through the shallows. Rio has found a sunken branch, its surface coated in a slick, green film of algae.
He angles his body downward and seals his mouth to the wood. There is a faint pop of suction, a gritty scrape, and a small puff of silt drifts away in the current. His mouth is a marvel of engineering, a round suction disc ringed with soft, fleshy papillae that can grip with astonishing force, even in a powerful flow. Inside, rows upon rows of minute, rasping teeth, which are replaced throughout his life, work like a meticulous file. He is the river's tireless custodian, polishing surfaces clean, scraping away the excess algae and biofilm that can otherwise smother the ecosystem.
This grazing allows sunlight to reach the aquatic plants below, keeping the underwater forest healthy. In faster water, he can perform a feat few creatures can manage. He will lock his pectoral spines to a rock, spread his fins for stability, and use his mouth as an anchor, allowing him to feed calmly while completely upside down, a portrait of perfect adaptation. As the equatorial sun climbs higher, the water begins to change. The heat of the day warms the shallow pools, and the oxygen within them thins. For many fish, this is a time of stress, a time to become lethargic. But not for Rio. He rises slowly to the glassy surface, his sail just breaking the film. There is a soft kiss, a gentle gulp of air, and a single bubble trails him as he sinks back into the depths. This is his secret weapon. A specialized, highly vascularized section of his digestive tract acts as a primitive lung, pulling oxygen directly from the swallowed air and diffusing it into his bloodstream. His gills are no longer working alone. This alchemical process of drinking the sky allows him to thrive when others struggle, to keep feeding, patrolling, and defending his territory while his neighbors fade in the oxygen-poor water. This resilience extends to the land itself. When the dry season shrinks the channels into a patchwork of isolated puddles, the sailfin catfish does not accept his fate. He can edge his way across wet banks, bracing on his stout pectoral spines and wiggling his armored body forward, his sucker mouth gripping the mud for leverage. His scutes shrug off scrapes and slow dehydration, while a thin layer of mucus holds precious moisture. He turns a mudflat into a road, inching his way toward the promise of a new, deeper pool. This incredible toughness is why the sailfin catfish endures, but it is also why its story has become a complex, global one. These traits, the armor that resists predators, the diet that allows it to eat almost anywhere, the ability to breathe air and cross land, make it a perfect survivor. But in new environments, a survivor can become an invader. Far from his native Amazon, in the canals and ponds of foreign countries, a released pet can quickly establish a thriving population. As dusk settles, the riverbank begins to hum with a different kind of life. Rio, our watchful male, shoulders his way into the cool clay beneath the curtain of roots. He is no longer just a survivor. He is an architect. Using his mouth, he scoops away the earth. Using his powerful tail, he shoves the sediment out. He is carving a tunnel, a burrow that will become a nursery. Inside, a female will lay a golden scatter of sticky eggs against the wall, and his duty will shift. He will become a guardian. For weeks, he will stand watch at the tunnel's mouth, his spines locked, his armor ready. Night gathers, and a pale glow from the sky trembles on the mud. He holds his ground, fanning the precious clutch of eggs with his broad pectoral fins. This tireless motion is vital. It deters fungus and, most importantly, it bathes the developing embryos in a constant flow of oxygenated water. If the water thins overnight, he can still rise to the surface, sip air, and return to his post, a one-fish fortress defending the next generation. It is a portrait of devoted fatherhood. But this same instinct to build a home can become destructive elsewhere. Downstream, where concrete channels meet cattails, the burrows of an invasive population can lace through a riverbank,
destabilizing the soil until it collapses, turning a small hole into a slumping, eroded shoreline. The choice to release a single pet can reshape an entire landscape. Back in the jungle, pepper-specked fry hatch and cling to the chamber walls, tasting the fresh biofilm their father's fanning has cultivated.
He herds any strays with gentle nudges, his work nearly complete. The moonlight now skims the black water, and the river belongs to the night. Rio begins his quiet patrol. His tall sail is folded flat, a low ridge against his armored back. The current is cool, and the air is filled with the rasp of cicadas. He is a creature of perfect design, a living collection of solutions to the river's most ancient problems. He is a knight in bony armor, a janitor with a vacuuming mouth, a survivor who can breathe the air and walk on land, and a devoted father who builds a home in the mud. Knowing his story, understanding the genius of his design, helps us protect the delicate balance of his native home and make wiser choices in our own backyards. Each of his traits is a chapter in an epic of survival. From his iconic sail to the quiet clicks he uses to speak in the dark, he is a master of his world. Which of these incredible characteristics surprised you the most? Was it the locking spines of his living armor? The sail that acts as a keel? The upside-down dining with his suction cup mouth? The ability to drink the air when the water runs thin? Or the guarded nursery he carves into the riverbank? Tell us in the comments below which fact you liked best and why it captured your imagination.